Hello everyone. Welcome to the day 3 of SQL series. In today's session, we will be learning about types of SQL commands and statements. But before we begin the session, make sure to subscribe to our channel and also hit on the bell icon so that you will never miss an update from us.
So let's have a look at the steps to create a table in SQL. So first we'd have to start off by giving a name to the table. After naming the table, we'd have to define the columns which would be a part of our table. And finally, we'd have to assign a data type to each of the column which we have defined. Now let's have a look at the create table syntax. So first we'd have to specify the two keywords which are create table, and then we'll give a space and then give a name to the table. And inside the parenthesis, we will define all of our columns and assign them the respective data types. Now finally, if you want to give a primary key constraint, we can do it over here. So we will give in the keywords primary key and then given the name of the column which would be a primary key. So as we have already learned in a previous session, a primary key basically helps us to uniquely identify all of the records in our table. And guys, also keep this in mind. A table cannot have more than one primary key. So now that we've understood the syntax of create table command, let's go to MS SQL Server and create our employee table. Right, so this is MS SQL Server. So I'll start with the command. I will give in the keywords create table. Then I will give in the name of the table, which would be employee. And inside the parenthesis, I will give all of the columns. So the first column would be employee ID. So I will type EID, which is the name of the first column, and this is of type integer. Now after this, I will also put in the not null constraint. So this not null constraint means that all of the cells in this column should definitely have a value. And then I will give in the second column. So the second column is employee name. So E name, and this is of type varchar. So varchar stands for variable length character, and the maximum length would be 20. Then I'll give in the third column. So the third column would be employee salary. So I will name the column to be E salary, and this would be of type integer again. After this, we have the employee's age. So the column name would be EH, and this is of type integer too. Then we have the employee's gender. So I will name the column to be E gender, and this would be of type varchar. So this is of variable length character, and the maximum length is 20. And then we will give in the final column. So the final column would be the department in which the employee works. So let me name it to be EDEPT, and this would be of type varchar2 and a maximum length of 20. Now after this, I can set in the primary key. So I want this employee ID column to be the primary key. I will type primary key, and inside the parenthesis, I will give in EID. Right. Now I will put in semicolon over here to indicate that this is the end of the syntax. Now I will select all of this and click on execute. Right. So we have successfully created the employee table. So guys, this is how we can create a table in SQL. We can insert records with this insert into statement. Now let's understand this command properly. So first we'd have to type in the keywords insert into, then we'll give in the table name, following which we'll give in the keyword values. And inside the parenthesis, we'd have to give in the values for each of the column respectively. Now let's go to MS SQL Server and insert records into our employee table. So let me start with the command. So I will type in insert into, then I'd have to give in the name of the table, which would be employee, after which I will give in the keyword values. And inside the parenthesis, I can give in all of the records. So let me start with the first record. Right. So we'll have to start off with the employee ID. So the employee ID is, let's say 1. Then the second column is the employee's name. And this is of type varchar. That is why I will give in the value inside these single quotes. So the employee's name is Sam. After this, we would have to give in the employee's salary. So Sam earns $95,000 per annum. I will give in 95,000 over here. Then we have the employee's age. So Sam's age is 45. After which we have the employee's gender. Again, since this is a variable character, so I will use the single quotes over here, and Sam is male, obviously. After which we'd have to give in the department in which the employee works. So again, this is variable length character. I will give in single quotes, and Sam works in operations. So let me type in operations over here. Right. Now I will put in semicolon over here. I will select all of this and I will click on execute. So we have successfully inserted one record into our table. Now let me follow the same procedure and insert another record. So insert into employee values, and inside the parenthesis, the first column is employee ID, which would be 2. After this, I'd have to give in the name of the employee. So the name of the employee is Bob, and Bob earns $80,000, which is his salary. So let me put in 80,000 over here. Then we have the employee's age. So Bob's age is 21. Then we have the gender of the employee. So Bob is male, obviously again. Then we'd have to give in the department in which the employee works. So Bob works in support. Again, I will put in semicolon. I'd have to select all of these. Let me click on execute. Right, so we have also inserted the second record. Now let me insert the third record. So again, it would be the same command. Insert into employee values. Inside the brackets, let me give all of the values for the columns. So employee ID is 3. The name is Anne. And Anne's salary is $125,000 per annum. She's quite rich, isn't she? And her age is 25. And she's obviously female. Now we'd have to give in the department in which the employee works. So Anne works in analytics. Let me type in analytics over here. So it seems like people who work in analytics earn quite a lot, doesn't it? So let me put in semicolon over here. I'll select all of these and let me click execute. So similarly, I will insert 3 more records into the same table. Right, so we have successfully inserted 6 records into our table. So the select query is one of the most important commands in SQL, and it is used to get data from our table. So let's have a look at the syntax. So first we'd give the keyword select and then list down all of the column names that we want to select. Following which we'll give the keyword from and then finally give the table name from which we are supposed to select these columns. So let's select some data from our employee table. So let's say I want to extract only the employee name column from the employee table. So for that, I would have to give in select and then I would have to give in the name of the column. So the name of the column is ename and then I will give in the from keyword, after which I will give in the name of the table, which is employee. So let me put in semicolon and let me hit execute. Right, so I have successfully extracted only the name column from the entire employee table. So similarly, if I wanted to extract only the age column from the employee table, we would have to put in a similar syntax. So it would be select employee age from and the name of the table is employee. Execute. Right, so we have extracted the age column from the entire employee table. Now we can also extract multiple columns from our table. So for that, we'd have to separate each of the columns with a comma. So let's say I'd want to extract the name column, the gender column, and the salary column from the entire employee table. So let me write the syntax for that. So it would be select. So I will give in the first column, which would be ename. Now I would also want the gender. So I will put in egender. I'll put in a comma. And then I would also want the salary column. So I will put in salary. After which I will use the from keyword and then I will give in the name of the table, which would be employee, semicolon, and let me hit execute. Right, so I have extracted 3 columns from the employee table and those 3 columns are ename, egender, and esalary. So this is how we can extract multiple columns from the same table. Now we can also extract the entire data from our table. And to extract the entire data from our table, we'd have to use the asterisk operator. So let me show you guys how it's done. So the command would be select and then I will put in star, after which it will be from employee. So as simple as that, guys. Select star from employee. So whatever table it is, all you have to do is select star from and then you'd have to give in the table name. So this is how you can extract all of the data from a particular table. So I will give in semicolon and let me hit execute. Right? So when I gave the command select star from employee, I was able to extract all of the data from the employee table. Now let's look at the select distinct statement. So a column often contains many duplicate values. And sometimes we'd want to extract only the distinct values from the column. So this is where select distinct comes in. So the syntax of select and select distinct is pretty much the same. The only difference is we follow up the select keyword with the distinct keyword. Now let's select some distinct values from our employee table. If we have a glance at this gender column, we see that these two values are being repeated. So we just have two values, male and female, and these two values are being repeated. So now if I wanted to extract only the distinct values, so this would be the command for that. So I will type in select and I'll follow up the select keyword with the distinct keyword. After which I'll give in the column name whose distinct values I'd want. So the column name would be eGender and then it'll be from the name of the table, which is employee. So let's see, what do we get? Select distinct eGender from employee. Right, so we see that we only get the distinct values which are female and male. Now let me actually remove this distinct keyword and let me hit execute. So let's see what is the difference, right? So if I remove the distinct keyword, we get all of the values. So male, male, female, female, male and female. Now, so if we use the distinct keyword, we'll only get the values which are different. So these are the cases where select distinct can be used. So this is how we can select data from our table. So the where clause is used to extract only those records that fulfill a specified condition. For example, we'd want to extract those records where the age of the person is more than 60. Or filter out those records where the occupation of the person is doctor. Now let's have a look at the syntax of where clause. So we'll start with the select keyword. Then we will give in the list of all of the columns which we'd want to select. Following which we'll use the from keyword and give the table name. And finally, use the where keyword and follow it up with a condition that would determine which records are to be extracted. So let's filter out some records from our employee table. Now let's say we'd want to find out all of the female employees of our company. So for this, I'd have to extract those records where the gender equals female. So let me go ahead and write the command for that. So that would be select star from, I will give in the table name which is employee. And then I will use the where keyword and follow it up with the condition. So the condition would be E gender is equal to female. Right, so what I'm basically doing is I am extracting all of the female employees from this employee table. Let me hit execute. Right, so Anne and Julia are the only female employees. Now I'd want to find out those employees whose age is less than 30. So let me write the command for that. Select star from employee where I will give in the condition. So this time the condition would be.
Just a quick info, guys. Intellipaat provides Microsoft SQL certification training in partnership with Microsoft. The course link of which is given in the description below.
Age is less than 30, right? So the age needs to be less than 30. I'll give a semicolon. Let me hit execute, right? So these are the three employees, or these are the three records where the value of age is less than 30. So Bob, Anne and Jeff, these are the three employees whose age is less than 30. Now similarly, let's say I want to find out all of those employees whose salary is greater than $100,000. So let me write the command for that. So this time the command would be select star from employee where. So the condition would be E salary is greater than 100,000 semicolon and execute. So Anne, Matt and Jeff are the three employees whose salary is greater than $100,000. So Anne's salary is $125,000. Matt's salary is $159,000 and Jeff's salary is $112,000. So guys, this is how we can filter out records with the where clause. So with the AND operator, we can basically fetch those records which satisfy all of the conditions separated by AND. For example, we want to find out all the doctors whose age is greater than 60. So there are two conditions over here. First, the age needs to be greater than 60. Second, the occupation needs to be doctor. So we'll get only those records where both the conditions are being satisfied. Now let's have a look at the syntax. So here, after we give the first condition of the where clause, we follow it up with the AND operator and give the second condition. And similarly, if we have another condition to be satisfied, we'll again give the AND operator and then give the next condition. So let's fetch some records using the AND operator. So I'd want to extract all of those employees whose gender is male and age is less than 30. So the command would be select star from employee. I'll use the where clause and then given the first condition. So the first condition is gender needs to be equal to male. So gender is equal to male. I'll use the AND operator and then given the second condition. So the second condition is the age needs to be less than 30. Let me hit execute. Right, so Bob and Jeff are the two employees whose gender is male and age is less than 30. Now similarly, I'd want to extract all of those employees who work in the operations department and their salary is greater than $100,000. So the command would be select star from employee where I have to give the first condition. So the first condition is the department needs to be equal to operations. I'll use the AND operator again. And then I'll give the second condition. So the second condition is the salary needs to be greater than $100,000. Right. Execute. So Jeff is the only employee who works in operations and his salary is greater than $100,000. Then we have the OR operator. So the OR operator displays those records where at least one of the conditions is satisfied. For example, if we want to filter out either a software engineer or a doctor, then we can use the OR operator. And this is the syntax for the OR operator. So similar to AND operator, after we give the first condition, we follow it up with the OR operator and then give the second condition. Now we'll fetch some records from the employee table using the OR operator. So I want to extract all of those records where the employee works either in operations or in analytics. So the command would be select star from employee where you need to get the first condition. So the first condition is department should be equal to operations. I'll use the OR operator now and then give the second condition. So the second condition is the department needs to be equal to analytics. Right. So we have 4 records over here. So Sam works in operations, Anne works in analytics, Julia works in analytics, and Jeff works in operations. So there are 4 results, out of which 2 people work in operations and 2 people work in analytics. Now similarly, I'd want to extract those records where either the salary is greater than $100,000 or the age is greater than 30. So this would be the command select star from employee where salary is greater than $100,000. I'd have to use the OR operator and then give the second condition. So the second condition is age needs to be greater than 30. Execute. So again we have 4 records over here. So the first record is Sam, whose age is greater than 45. Then we have Anne, whose salary is greater than $100,000. Then we have Matt, which satisfy both the conditions actually. His salary is greater than $100,000 and his age is also greater than 30. Then we have Jeff, whose salary is greater than $100,000. So these 4 records, we see that at least one of these conditions is being satisfied. And finally we have the NOT operator. So with the NOT operator, we can extract those records where the condition is not true. For example, if I wanted to extract all those records where the occupation of the person is not equal to software engineer, then I'll use the NOT operator. So let's have a look at the syntax of NOT operator. So here we follow up the where clause with the NOT operator and then give the condition. Now let's work with this NOT operator. So I want to extract all of those records where the gender is not equal to female. So the command would be select star from employee where after where clause I need to use the NOT operator and then give the condition. So gender is equal to female, right? So before the condition I use the NOT operator. So this would basically give me all of the records where gender is not equal to female. So I'll hit execute. So you see that I get 4 records in total, and all of those 4 gender value is male. Now similarly, I'll extract all of those records where the age is not less than 30. Right? So select star from employee where I need to follow it up with the not operator and then give the condition, which would be E of age is less than 30. So this is the actual condition, E of age is less than 30, and since I preceded with the not operator, I will get all of the records where age is actually not less than 30. I'll hit execute. So these are the 3 employees whose age is not less than 30. We have Sam, whose age is 45, we have Julia, whose age is exactly 30, and then we have Matt, whose age is 33. So guys, this is how we can work with and, or, and not operators. So the like operator is used to extract those records from a table where a particular pattern is present. For example, we want to extract all those records where the person's name includes John. So if we have records of 3 people in our table with the names Jonathan, Johnny and Marcus, then with the help of like operator, we can extract records where the names are Jonathan and Johnny, since they have the required pattern present in them. Now, the like operator is used in conjunction with the wildcard characters. And there are 2 wildcard characters. First one is the percentage symbol, and the second one is the underscore character. So the percentage symbol is substitution for 0, 1 or more characters, while the percentage symbol is substitution for a single character. And this is the syntax for the like operator. After giving the where clause, we given the column name followed by the like operator and then the pattern which you want to extract. And keep this in mind guys, the pattern should be inside single quotes. Now let's do some operations with the like operator. So let's say I want to extract all of those records where the employee's name starts with the letter J. So the command would be select star from employee where I will give in the condition which would be E name, following which I will give in the like operator and inside single quotes, since the name should start with J, I will type J, after which I will use the percentage wildcard. So all of those names which start with J would be extracted with this command. So let me hit execute. So Julia and Jeff are the 2 employees whose name starts with J. Now similarly, I want to extract all of those employees whose age is in the 30s, right? Select star from employee where I need to give the condition. So E age, following which I'll give the like operator and then inside single quotes, the age needs to be in 30s. So after 3, I will use the underscore wildcard character and then put in the semicolon. Let me hit execute. So we have Julia and Matt over here. So Julia's age is 30 and Matt's age is 33. So they are the 2 employees whose age is in the 30s. Now let's look at the between operator. So the between operator is used to select values between a given range. For example, we can extract only those records where the age of the person is between 20 and 25. And this is the syntax. After where clause, we give in the name of the column, then we give the between keyword, after which we give in the lower value of the range, then use the AND operator, and then give the maximum value of the range. So I want to extract all of those employees whose age is between 25 and 35. So the command would be select star from employee where the condition would be E age should be between 25 and 35. Execute. So Anne, Julia, Matt and Jeff are the 4 employees whose age is between 25 and 35. So as you see over here, this value is inclusive, right? 25 is inclusive. So Anne's age is 25, Julia's age is 30, Matt's age is 33 and Jeff's age is 27. And these are the 4 employees whose age is between 25 and 35. Now similarly, I want to extract all of those employees whose salary is between $90,000 and $120,000. So the command would be select star from, I need to give in the name of the table which is employee, then I'll use the where clause and then give the condition. So the condition would be E salary between So the salary needs to be between $90,000 and $120,000. I'll put a semicolon. Let me hit execute. So Sam and Jeff are the two employees whose salary is between $90,000 and $120,000. So Sam's salary is $95,000 and Jeff's salary is $112,000.
Just a quick info, guys. Intellipaat provides Microsoft SQL certification training in partnership with Microsoft. The course link of which is given in the description below. So guys, we have come to the end of the session. Hope you all enjoyed it. Please subscribe to our channel to get updates on upcoming SQL videos. Thanks for watching. Have a great day ahead.